What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again with the NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, January 9th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comments section who are your favorite and least favorite plays. And if you have any questions about today's slate, let me know there. Finally, I want you guys to sign up at BetMGM. They are the presenting sponsor of this video series. You can get 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum, along with a risk-free bet of up to $1,000, as long as you click the link in the description and make a qualified deposit. Now, we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with Michael Porter Jr., DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Kuzma, Dylan Brooks, and Trey Jones on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up 5, I'm going to Quentin Grimes. He's shooting guard, small forward eligible, 5,600, projected for 26. The goal is 38, and he's in the optimal lineup 22% of the time. I gave Grimes 37 minutes. He's playing an absolute ton, as are the rest of the starters for the Knicks. Remember, 6-game slate for today. 37 minutes for Grimes. Now, he's not a good per minute dude. I got him at basically 0.7 fantasy points per minute for today. That is not ideal. 15% usage. 13.5 points, 4.5 boards, 3 assists, a stock and a half. It's pace neutral-ish against Milwaukee. Knicks are 2-point dogs, though, at home. This one should be ultra competitive. And if it is ultra competitive, it means that Grimes and the rest of these starters are going to be out there for a ton of time. No Middleton on the opposite side, which still helps at least a little bit. We don't totally know the status of Drew Holiday in that he might be at least mildly limited, has only played 19 minutes in the first 2 games that he's had back. So I'm willing to bet on the playing time and the flexibility of Quentin Grimes. Next up, at number 4, I'm looking at FRANZ WAGNER. He's shooting guard, small forward eligible, 6,600, projected for 34. The goal is 43. He's in the optimal lineup 23% of the time. WAGNER in for 34 minutes. This team is basically back to healthy or not suspended. Now, WAGNER is a fantasy point per minute guy, very different than Grimes. Definitely going to play a couple less minutes, however, but 24% usage, similar positionality, similar-ish price tags, 22 real points for FRANZ WAGNER, 5 boards, 3 assists, and a stock. Gets a really nice pace-up spot in the late-night hammer against the Sacramento Kings. They are 6-point underdogs, but if this one stays competitive, and by all accounts it should, 6 points isn't that crazy of a line. Some of these pieces for Orlando should stand out pretty well, but WAGNER in particular, you get that guard forward eligibility, very helpful. A normal price tag in the mid-tier. So if you're trying to go stars and scrubs, if we open up any value, I think FRANZ WAGNER still works. If you're trying to go balanced, I think FRANZ WAGNER still works. I think he just fits into today's slate perfectly. Next up, at number 3, we're back to the Knicks for JALEN Brunson. Now, he is pretty expensive, $8K, but he's point guard, shooting guard eligible. 41 is the fantasy point projection. 50 is the goal. 25% of the time, he ends up in the optimal lineup. He's also playing massive minutes. I got him in for 37. He's going to be over a 1.1 fantasy point per minute guy in this spot. 29% usage for Brunson, 25 real points, 6.5 assists, 4.5 boards, and a steal. Again, not the best matchup in the world against Milwaukee, but it's not the worst either. And the fact that it's a 2-point line, at home nonetheless, is really the piece that I'm focusing on most. I think this game could be ultra competitive, and if it is, 37 minutes might not be enough. Brunson can play 38, 39, upwards of 40 if Tibbs is feeling really crazy. That's the kind of upside I am looking for on today's slate. At number 2, we head to New Orleans for a little bit of value. That's Trey Murphy, small forward eligible, 4,500, projected for 25. The goal is 32. He's in the optimal lineup 25% of the time. 30 minutes here for Murphy. Could potentially play an extra minute or 2 if it's really competitive. He's about a 0.8 fantasy point per minute guy. Taking on the Washington Wizards, a team that you're not all that worried about. It's a complete coin flip game. 1.5 point dogs for the Pels in this one, but pace neutral. It's mostly points and boards here for Trey Murphy. 13.5 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, maybe a stock and a half. I just like the position and the price. There's not a lot of places to find value so far on this slate, and getting somebody in the mid-4s that starts, that's good enough for me. Now, before we get to that number one contender, one last reminder to please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Let me know in the comment section who your favorite plays are, and then please go sign up at BetMGM using the link in the description. My number one contender for today is IMMANUEL QUICKLEY. He is point guard, shooting guard eligible, 6,400. Projected for 34. The goal is 42. He's in the optimal lineup 34% of the time. 37 minutes for QUICKLEY. Added to the list of Knicks that play a ton of time. He's a 0.9 fantasy point per minute guy, 20% usage, just shy of 17 real points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, plus a stock and a half. I just really, really like getting to the New York Knicks today. When you could lock in such massive playing time, you're just going to be in a better spot. And this price still hasn't totally jumped to where you would expect it to be. If you told me that he got up to 7K because he's a 0.95 guy and he's playing 37 minutes a night, I would believe that. But on a 6-game slate, this seems like one of the cheapest ways that you could actually buy playing time. And that's why you see QUICKLEY separating from the pack. To me, it's very clear. IMMANUEL QUICKLEY is the number one contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on FanDuel for Monday, January 9th. Now, there's a DraftKings version around here somewhere, so check it out. Good luck tonight, everybody. Win some money. We are back again tomorrow morning for another edition of the Contenders.